Awesome.
I'm here with my buddy Dan from That Pedal Show.
Hello.
What's up? We're at Thomann Gearhead University 2019.
Yep. Last day today.
Yeah, last day today. I know, right? It's a little sad.
It's been epic. It's been so much fun just hanging out with everyone. But they've been big days. For you guys who don't know, Thomann is this. I don't think you can fully explain it. The epic scale of what goes on here.
Yeah, and just it's a big complex.
It's massive.
For those, most of my viewers are going to be in the U.S. and it's similar to I call it the Sweetwater of Europe.
Oh yeah, right. Okay.
It's a massive instrument distribution place, but they've also got a great big facility here for shopping. You can come here; it's a music store.
Mick and I were just in a massive room full of Tibetan prayer bowls. Prayer bowls. It's epic.
We shot something the other day that it's unfortunate you're not going to get to see it because there was some camera issues, so we had to reshoot it. So we reshot it in a room full of pianos. But the first one we did was in a room full of tubas.
It was awesome.
Which was pretty cool.
I've got a little bit of the footage, and the gold light that is just everywhere. I'm just being surrounded by tubas. It's brilliant. So Thomann invited us out here. It's been a blast, but because there's so much gear, it's like everyone's shooting, a dozen videos in a day, and it's by the end of the day, a beer and I'm gone.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, just trying to keep your eyes open by 11 p.m. is pretty tough because we work pretty long days.
Yeah.
It's like 10-hour days of shooting video, but it's a blast.
It is so much fun.
That's what's going on, and we're here today. We thought it'd be fun to look at some tape because I know you're a real delay aficionado. You love delay, right?
Aficionado. I love delay.
Yeah.
I love delay.
Yeah.
And I've got an Echo Rec and tape delays and stuff, and it's been fascinating seeing this journey with the modern tape Echo Rec simulators. And seeing what they've been able to do with that, and it's the results have been incredible.
Yeah, I mean, essentially they're trying to recreate digitally a really imperfect old school sound, but we as people are imperfect, and I think that's why we connect.
That's so true, man. It's so true. It's like we did a one pedal that we don't have on the board is a Strymon Volante, but that does everything. So we're looking specifically at the tape.
I guess the Volante is really it's the disc and drum situation, so it wouldn't actually be tape delay.
Exactly.
Although a lot in common.
Well, it has the drum, but it also has the tape in there. So
it does?
Both in there. Yeah.
Oh, shows you what I know. Teach me.
Well,
School
no,
me.
it was their big launch last year, and it's an amazing sounding thing. So it's certainly worth spending some time. I'd love to hear what you would do with it.
Yeah, I didn't actually realize. I've played through a real one. Kevin Sir has one, actually, and it's unbelievable. I didn't realize it's not. I thought it was recording on something that wasn't tape, but it is tape.
It's got the drum and the tape.
Drum and the tape. Okay, I didn't actually realize that.
But we recorded with that, and they've done such an amazing job, and the preamps and everything sound great. But we had a RE201 and the Benson there.
Yeah.
And in the background you hear the Benson. There's drums going around, and the tapes and everything's noisy, but there's something.
Yeah.
There's something that you just can't quite put your finger on with the old ones. And I don't know if it's just a sense of romanticism that we have with this gear. I think it's more than that. Because, it's something that just carries me away. And that's the thing with delay. Yeah. When you get it right, and the sound, there's headroom and stuff in the sound so that the delays can do what they need to do. You can just get transported with that sort of stuff.
And that's inspiring us. We talked a lot about this yesterday. I mean, tone is inspiring, and that's how I write a lot of my stuff, is the tone steers me in the direction of the part.
That's a fascinating conversation that when you're doing your demos, you're informed by the sound of the product that you're listening to.
Yeah.
And that's actually steering what you do. You're not coming to that going, well, it's a metal pedal, so therefore I'm going to whip out these Slayer riffs.
Right.
You sit down and that first instinct that you have, and that's how you compose, and that's all. Certainly my goal to be able to do that one day. But the idea of these things is the sound. It inspires you to go in a certain direction, and often it's a direction that you might not have thought to go otherwise.
Yeah, well, it would be impossible, certainly with the delay.
Sure.
If you've got the mix up at a prominent level, it's gonna dictate a certain type of playing, I think. So, so these are 3 popular ones. These 2 I own.
Yep.
This I do not, and this would be the first time that I've ever actually really played through it, and I know you're a fan of this pedal.
Yeah, it's lovely.
So you can maybe show me what it does. Basically, we just want to try these things and talk about the relative sort of strengths and merits of each one.
Sure.
And listen to the different tones. It sure sounded cool at the beginning. You turned them all on.
Yeah.
And they sound great together.
We have a sort of matched delay time.
Yeah,
but
right.
when you do that, you hear they sort of chorus against each other because they're not quite on. Let's do that again so people can hear it. You've got Pete's playing like almost a dotted eighth rhythm against the delays, but the delays are all the same time. Approximately, but it's that approximation that leads to that sort of those delays sort of almost phasing against each other.
Yeah,
it's so cool. So this is just the Strymon.
Let's hear each one individually,
yep.
and then we'll play. And then so here's the Strymon. And you hear it in the tail, right? It creates this really beautiful mod that is so unpredictable. And it's probably, actually when you combine it, it's probably more like a real tape delay, isn't it?
Well, so if you imagine, the reason why people love tape delays, they're actually a lot... Do you remember when the early things of the tape delay pedals came out? And there was like a tape simulation button. And what it would do, it would make the repeats really dark.
Yeah, right.
Because there's that thing for a long time that people just thought, well, it's tape... It wears out and gets dark, and they just put a filter on the end. But that's not tape at all.
That's true.
You get a really good tape delay. It's hi-fi.
Kind of hi-fi.
Yeah,
it does do a filtering thing, but it's not that dark. Right?
No, and the frequency spectrum is so broad.
Yeah.
On tape.
Yeah.
But with the way that the mechanics of the tape work, you have this natural modulation with the tape, right?
Right.
Now that having the 3 on. The modulation is different on all of these pedals, and even though the delay time is in the same ballpark, that slight modulation in and out, and you hear how the repeats ought to have this sort of metallic thing to them, and it's almost a flanging that's going on as the tones sort of move in and out, sort of around each other. As they cross over, one would be bang on, then they go out again.
Yeah,
and that's basically what a flanger does. And if you actually get the repeats crossing over and then coming back, you almost get like a through zero effect on the repeats. It's so cool.
So cool.
One of the great things about having multiple delays, I've always got at least 2, if not 3 delays on my board to be able to do stuff like that. Different timings and things. So yeah. But as you said, a simple stomp box version of tape delay pedals, any one of these 3, you can't go wrong with them.
Well, let's take like maybe the L cap and turn it on, and then maybe we could crank it up to slightly, like we keep the same delay time, but maybe a slightly more extreme regeneration setting so that we can really hear it. And then maybe we can play with the a bit of the mod stuff, the tape age as well as the wow and flutter, and hear what that sounds like. So set like that, we've almost got no mod, and this would be like fresh tape, so to speak, right? Just real random mod, and then bring this guy up, and it is going to get darker, right? Tape age. which is pretty lovely.
Oh man, it's so good.
It's really good, man. I've had this pedal for a long time, and it is really, really nice. And listening to it now makes me... I don't have it on my main board. I have it on my secondary small board, and it makes me want it on my main board now.
Yeah.
But it sounds so good. And one of the cool things that maybe not everybody knows about this pedal, there's a really cool function where you hold down the tap button. So cool.
So good.
Yeah, and if you do that at the end of your rock show into, I have no idea how loud this is going to be, but, you know. I don't know how much more mojo you need than that.
No, it's wonderful. Pete Shelley, the designer from Strymon, that guy. I mean, the designers of all these guys are very special. Pete, he obsesses like someone who I hold very close to my heart.
That's cool.
Because if you see the, when you see his videos and the amount of detail that he goes into, he really understands how these things work and understands what gives them their mojo. Like, for example, all of the knobs in the L cap also have a secondary function, like the RE201, the Space Echo.
Yeah.
The Space Echo has a very particular reverb tray. It's like a quite dark sounding reverb, but it's a really cool thing.
It's spring, right?
It's a spring reverb in it, and they've actually put that in the pedal. So if we get this going again, now if I hold both these switches down and I turn the time up.
So I bet there's a few people out there that aren't manual readers
that
have this pedal and probably had it for a long time and they
never knew
realize.
It was in there.
They didn't even realize they got a spring reverb too, right?
Oh, it's so good.
It's a really, really good spring reverb.
Yeah.
And so to that point too, I remember now what the other big knob does. This one is a boost.
Yes.
If you want to get a little bit of drive, you can actually use this pedal to basically clean boost into your amp.
Well, if you're using right, and you go, it's the boost and delay in one.
It's so cool. So the level noticeably jump up when the pedal comes on.
Yeah,
it's so cool. So you can kick your amp when the delay comes on. It's really cool. So that's great.
It's so cool. And one of the things about you hear Pete talk about just that spring reverb function. The amount of work he put into getting that spring reverb right, the way that the RE201 does it. Because it's a really particular thing, the way that works with the delay. And so I love that absolute fanatical passion.
That he has,
it's wonderful. Really great.
So maybe that's a good segue because, equally maybe fanatical, George Trips.
George Trips, man.
Right? And
absolutely.
And there's some really neat stuff with the design of the Echoplex pedal, so we should take a look at it.
Yeah.
I actually have this on my main board right now.
Right.
And I run it in front of the amp, and then I've got a DD500 in the loop.
Okay.
For my cleaner delay stuff. So this pedal... beautifully kind of, chorused, unpredictable mod. And something you're going to notice about this pedal is that you can really turn the mix up on it. I find that the way that he tapers the pots, because he knows people are going to run them in front of an amp.
Yeah.
You don't have to do that thing where it's like real touchy and you got to just like into distortion. you can actually run the amp driving up a little bit, and it's just a real nice tape on that mix.
But that's the way they brand them.
Right.
A lot of those sounds that we love is
Yeah.
tape delays straight into the front of the amplifier.
Yeah.
You know, and the other thing about this pedal and also the Bell Epoch is they have gone to great lengths to get the preamp right.
Right.
Now that is, as far as authentic delay is concerned,
Yeah.
it's everything.
It's a big deal, right?
Yeah, but you know, remember a lot of people use the Echoplex without the delay.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
because they love the way the preamp works.
Yeah.
So it's getting that right is massive, and you know,
Yeah.
George, he's so good at that stuff.
He really
You know?
is. He's a brilliant guy and funny dude. Too.
He's,
I like him.
yeah, he's great. Younger than I thought he was. You know, but all the stuff he's done.
Yeah, right. Well, I remember Way Huge, you know, and really one of the first boutique pedal
He was,
companies.
it was right there with the start
like
with
full
George
tone
Fuller,
prescription
Analog Man.
electronics.
Yeah.
We were such geeks. Yeah. So one thing I know about this pedal is you can hit this button, and that's going to change the tape age, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's going to get a little darker and weirder.
There it is.
And this pedal also has a switch on it for tap, so it's not like you can't do tap with this guy. You can, right? So we're running out of time here, so we do have to move on to this guy, the Catalinbread. I'm pronouncing that right, I hope.
Yeah, no, Catalinbread, yep.
But maybe you can just quickly run it because I don't know anything about this pedal.
Okay, so it's in a similar sort of vein as the Echoplex. It is a tape delay simulator. Now, one thing that you notice is straight off the bat, as soon as you turn it on, when it comes from the factory, it boosts.
Okay. Sure does.
Right?
Substantially.
Yeah, there's a trim pot inside that you can bring that down, but they all come like that.
Ah, interesting.
Right? So that's a little thing. But we have a really cool thing. It has this, you know, all the standard, the mod, the sustain, the mix, but you also have this record level, so you can change the amount of input going into the delay signal.
Just like
which
on
is
a real
really cool.
Echoplex.
Yep.
Right? Oh man, that's cool. So you can really distort the delay. Really interesting. It sounds markedly different.
It does.
I think,
Yeah,
than,
they all.
Wow. Yeah.
Isn't that cool? And one quick thing just to finish off.
Yeah.
You had all three delays on there, but you still your original tone was still on it. All three of these have analog drive-through, and that's really important when it comes to this. You know, just to make sure that your analog isn't touched.
Right.
The analog splits off, gets affected, and then it's mixed back into your dry, analog.
Sure.
Goes to the preamp of the ones that have the preamp in, but that's analog.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So it's awesome.
Well, this is great. Great look at some cool delay pedals that simulate the classic tape delays.
Yeah.
I can't thank you enough.
Oh, dude, it's been so great hanging out with you, man. It's been so great. Thank you so much.
It's always great. Thanks, everybody, for watching.
Cheers,
Thanks to Thomann for having us once again.
It's been an absolute blast. Thank you guys so much.